Hello and welcome to this tutorial for LEGO Harry Potter Years 1 through 4. In this tutorial we will be going over the lesson Buckbeak handling, which is quite an intense 1P2C lesson, so I will go over it a couple of times. But we start off in, this is where you'd normally spawn if you kind of complete Divination CSS and leave the room, but kind of any way you do it, you'll end up going through this courtyard. Whether you're doing it in any percent, which means you'll approach from this way, or if you're doing any other category, where you'll approach from this way. But what you want to do is get to this door, usually P2 movement. I think either way P2 movement is faster to get through to this door here. And then in this room, P1 movement is probably faster. I switch here to make sure Ron is on player 2. And also put Ron on the pet spell because we're going to need that because we're going to do the bridge warp. This is movement with P1, nice and simple. Going over this way. And through this door. Player 2 movement is slightly faster in this room. And then we will do bridge warp. Bridge warp itself, again, I won't go over the full tutorial for it because I'm going to make that in a separate video, but I kind of line Ron up against this side, jump and tap left so he's in this kind of position, and then use magic, and if Ron doesn't put his wand away, he'll put the pet down. Didn't work that time. But there we go, you hold down and jump and eventually it will work. And then this time you need to enter Hagrid's garden. What I do in this movement is make sure Ron is on Immobilis and Hermione is on Lumos. You could do that kind of in the first part of the lesson itself, but I tend to do it here. And then we go in here and enter the cutscene. So in the lesson itself, like I said, this is the most complicated 1P2C in the run. At least in any percent. It's debatable in no levels early whether it's kind of tied with 3-1, the train platform. But what you want to do here is typically you move both characters here. I'll show what you do for the first part with player 1. Oh, sorry, with player 2. Player 2 will come up here, shoot this wasp. Stay on the Immobilis spell, get rid of this pixie, and then shoot that. Player 1, at the same time, will come over this way, come over here to this bit here, and do a Lumos jump to get up to the higher platform. This is quite an awkward spot to Lumos jump from. You can't like run into it and get a jump a lot of the time. And also you kind of need to jump quite far, because if you jump quite near, you just slide down. So it does take a bit of practice to get this, and it's especially hard when 1P2C'ing it. And then use magic on the lily pads, shoot the frog, and grab the chicken. Now, the reason why we do this with player 1 is because the AI character will always follow player 1, in this case Harry. So Harry, if you switch to him, is now positioned over here, which is exactly what you want. Saves a bit of movement that way. Player 2 then switches to Harry and will do this. Shoot this. Just that plant is all you need to shoot. And then target the beehive before you hit the wasp, because when you destroy the beehive, if there's no wasp spawned, then it will spawn another one automatically. So by targeting the beehive first, or the wasp nest, I guess, you'll make sure you only have to deal with that one wasp. Player 2 will then make their way over this way with this bit of chicken, and basically just take it all the way back to where it needs to be put in, which is this first one. Player 1 at the same time will be coming down here, jumping across these lily pads, which is quite awkward, and then jump down here, If you manage to get it right, you can jump down without letting go of the chicken. A lot of the time you let go of it and you have to re-pick it up back here. But then what player 1 will do, player 1 won't take this all the way, because player 1 is actually the bottleneck in this section. So player 1 can drop it about here for player 2 to then come and pick up and grab. So player 2 will come and pick up and grab this. Player 1, meanwhile, switches to Immobilis. And then comes over, gets rid of this pixie. Switches to Crookshanks, puts down Crookshanks. Uses Crookshanks' ability to dig. Recalls Crookshanks, uses Lumos on this, Immobilis, and shoot. And then pick up the chicken. You don't need to fully kill that pixie because you see I'm out of range of it, so it's not going to grab me before it comes out of the bubble. And then once both players have the last bits of chicken, put them in here, and that's the lesson complete. I'll also explain the CSS as well. This is very simple, used in any category that doesn't have or any category that isn't no cut. So it's used in regular 80% standard, no levels early standard, and any other standard category. It's also used in any percent no cut, but that's the only one that's used in. And what you do is you alt tab. Just as the status is complete and the Harry head starts appearing, you alt tab out the game and you wait 3 seconds. And then when you click back in, click in and hold the pause button. And you'll pause on the very first frame that you're able to in the game. And you see the Harry head icon has now disappeared. That means you can exit to the Leaky Cauldron, go back in, and then you will see the cutscene play, but it's as if you've already played it before, so it's skippable. And then you can carry on with the route. That is also used in no cut any percent for a slightly different reason. Basically, it warps you back to the potions room, which is a lot closer to where you want to be next. But in most categories, or in every standard category, it skips that cutscene, which is very useful. But yeah, that's all there is to the level. I will show what it looks like if you do it a bit faster now. Okay, so doing this lesson again, but this time faster. We will start off. This is as if you've come from the main courtyard. Or not the main courtyard, the lessons kind of room there. And then what you can do is from here, you can see player 2 is closer, so we'll move player 2 over this way. Also in this case player 2 is Ron, so all I need to do is make sure Ron is on the pet spell. And then we are good to make our way over this way. And through this door, again, next room, player 2 movement. And then we set up for the bridge warp on here. Got it first try this time. And then again, Ron on the Immobilis spell. And Hermione on Lumos. And we go through here. So because of how difficult this Lumos jump is, I do actually take the time to do it separately. And kind of stop player 2. You don't have to, but I find it makes it a bit easier. And you see I've dropped the chicken with player 1. Unfortunately, player 1 got caught by the pixie here, but that's fine. And as both of them come over here, put them in. I will show the CSS again, how you do it normally if you're doing it in a proper run, because last time I alt tabbed for a while. But the moment you see the Harry save icon, alt tab, count to about 3 seconds, so that should be good about now. Tab back into the game, hold pause, and then exit to Leaky Cauldron. come back in, and skip the cutscene. And there we have it. That is how to do Buckbeak handling in any percent. So thank you very much for watching. Yeah, that's quite a complex level, so it does take some practice, but I will see you in the next video.